Hey YouTube, Kisdota here. Okay, so I'm going to be watching CinemaSins Everything Wrong With series. This time, Everything Wrong With Pokemon Detective Pikachu. It's one of the few movies I saw. I usually don't react to movie-based parodies or things like that, or even some of the How It Should Have Ended, unless I've actually seen the movie. I know there's an It 2, How It Should Have Ended, and, well, I saw that myself. I didn't actually watch it or react to it because I haven't actually seen the movie. Heard that it was kind of annoying to some people. Oh, man. Lips are chapped. Alright. Anyway, Everything Wrong With Detective Pikachu. One of the best game-based movies I've ever seen. Not that hard of a record to beat since the, bar is set pretty low on that. Is there actually... Do any of you know a good game movie that doesn't suck? And do not say Rampage, okay? Screw that guy, the Fast and Furious guy, whose name I don't bother to remember. Oop. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't own this. Watch the original. All that crap. Okay.
Some company in blah blah studios presents a production in association with my last that gave its life somewhere in the minute it took to start this damn movie. One of the reasons I'm not allowed to watch a kid's movie in the theater is because I want to yell out, "Where's this? How does he pee?" Man, these CGI birds sure take me out of the realism of a movie about a yellow squirrel that talks like Ryan Reynolds, who used to be a police detective that only one person in the whole world understands, and he and that guy team up to investigate the disappearance of his partner. Little known fact, Rob Letterman despises retinal tissue, and this movie is an instrument created to give us all scoutoma.
Water type is not right for you, neither is fire type, but Cubone is lonely. Exactly!
Wait, Cubone's type is lonely? So as far as types go, we have fire, water, and lonely?
But right now, the truth is in my hands.
What an odd name for a spherical sex toy. That's what that is.
Not everyone can pull off wearing the skull of their dead relative, but you sure can. Okay, he didn't like that.
If capturing a Pokemon requires two things, capturing it in a ball and earning its acceptance, then shouldn't the acceptance part be immediately apparent? Do you often find with a Pokemon who clearly hates you and it changes its feelings once it's captured? Even if that's something that happens, that's f***ed up in a sin.
The light's not green. It still hasn't turned green yet, Jack. That's bad, right?
Yeah, from your reaction, that sounds bad to me, and I don't know about Pokemon. But you do, so I don't know why you're pretending like you don't know what happens when the light isn't green.
It didn't turn us right! It didn't turn us right, Jack! I'm not his choice!
What's that? I didn't hear you the first two times a mere 2 seconds ago.
Okay, he was fearing for his life, so that I could understand.
Tim's business clothes look immaculate after getting hit by the explosive bone that Cubone threw at him. I'm assuming that once Tim got the call about his dad, he hopped on the first train to Rhyme City he could find. So I'm wondering how this newspaper with a story about his dad has already been written, which presumably would have been published this morning before Tim even found out about it. And yes, he's missed 5 calls about his dad's death, but that was because he was out Pokemon hunting, which was clearly after a day of work since he was wearing those business clothes. I'm not saying the movie definitely did anything wrong, but I think the worst in movies, so...
You have a very generous tongue.
And a very solid case for sexual harassment.
Does this Lickitung belong to anyone?
Lickitung? Come on, man. Most of these things have some pretty creative names. We're calling this thing by the exact thing it does? Basically in English?
One man changed all of this.
That's been
whatever.
Convenient train video that will obviously pertain to the protagonist and his quest plays conveniently. This video about Rhyme City could have been about anything. Hot dining spots, things to do, but no. It talks about the primary antagonist and what he's all about because reasons.
And it turned out that the cure I was looking for was for me to evolve into a better version of myself.
Man, you couldn't put a sign on this guy that says I'm the villain and make it more obvious.
Fighting fires wouldn't be the same.
And it turns out he's not the villain.
Why do these firemen even need Squirtles on this job? It's a small fire in the middle of a street. This looks like an unnecessary use of Squirtle power. But they are the world's most fearsome firefighting team. It's awesome that Tim's train ride into the city stopped far enough away from the RCPD, requiring him to walk through Rhyme City so that this movie could do some world building. Disco. Every species of Pokemon looks identical amongst their own kind, so how would a missing sign help anyone find their missing partner? And even if this worked once, how would a trainer be able to tell it was their partner when all the Pokemon can do is say their own name over and over? What's the source of this blinding light, and why haven't the tenants of this apartment building petitioned to install blackout curtains? What a horrible place to live! This is a jewel-toned prismatic nightmare. Oh look, it's my favorite gangster movie ever! Home Alone.
Was that the Home Alone video?
Either Tim's dad put this movie on and it's miraculously still playing long after he left his apartment, or Tim is wrongfully bemoaning his dad's love of detective movies when it just happens to be playing on cable. Either way, it's probably a sin that the TV is even playing right now. And sure, we're going to find out Pikachu is here in a minute, and maybe he turned the TV on, but he will not seem at all concerned when said TV suddenly turns off and a human starts talking to himself out loud. There is one brand that unites our world with the entirely fantastical Pokemon world, Logitech, a company who calls their remotes a pointing device. I probably can't prove it with the visual provided here, but trust me, I endured a great amount of eye strain to verify that this article repeats itself at least twice. My optometrist says I should stop doing CinemaSins. I asked her if I had seen her in our comments section. It looks like Tim went to the lesser-known but equally prestigious Prometheus School of Touching Things, or perhaps went to the 2015 Fantastic Four Touching Things Music and Arts Festival. How do none of these APOMs catch Tim? My guess is if they're able to climb the buildings and they're pretty spry, but I think Tim actually ends up outrunning these little guys.
Blazing speed! Blazing speed!
Despite the APOM's upgrade, it's still not enough to catch up to Tim.
Pat me, or they kiss me, they stick a finger in me.
Thoughts and prayers to all the children asking about sticking their fingers in Pikachu on the drive home from the theater.
I don't even remember that line.
Tim, which is strange, considering he went down the trash chute first and should have acted like a furry tube duster.
All I want to know is why I can't understand you. Oh, can't help you there, kid. Like I said, I have amnesia. Can't remember a darn thing.
Ah, yes, Plot's perfect scapegoat named Amnesia. I'm going to take a guess that this movie is full of convenient forgetsies and perfectly timed remembersies. Let's add 20 cents so that I can stop caring about the bullshitness of it for all the rest of the movie.
Come on.
Worth? 20 cents. Also, yes, this communication thing is still a question the movie needs to answer, but I thought Tim believed it was because he breathed in that gas earlier.
It's me. It's that stuff that I put up my nose.
Because he said so.
I saw in the police report that he's dead.
Just because the cops say
It means that
he's
he's
dead.
legally dead.
Really? Did they find a body?
How would Tim know one way or another if they found a body? If the police report said he died, wouldn't you assume they found one? Or does the police report just say, dead, didn't find body, even if it's only been like, what, 2 days?
That was the thing I had, like, they never found the body, and they still declared him dead.
Security that would not allow anyone into this taping without an appointment, a name tag, and several swabs of DNA.
It's not news if it can't be verified.
Breaking news! We have verified that anyone who wears sunglasses indoors is an asshole.
Word on the street was that Harry had an informant near the docks.
Just how long has Lucy been on this story, and what was the inciting incident that made her want to cover it? If it was Tim's dad's death, then she's been on the story for about 2 or 3 days, which doesn't seem to be enough time to do all the she's been doing. But if she was on it before he died, what led her to believe there was anything to pursue in the first place?
I went there to snoop around, and that's where I found the vial.
The vial? There are clearly multiple vials in the bag, so why only speak about one? What are you hiding?
I'm good cop, you're bad cop. You're bigger and tougher looking than I am.
Pikachu is saying this with Mr. Mime inches away, so wouldn't that dissolve any advantage they had with the ruse?
He's saying you can shove it.
Unless Mr. Mime was saying to shove a can up your ass? Okay. This snarky charades makes no sense.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Mime has the ability to make invisible walls.
So why wouldn't he have used that power to prevent you from bringing him into the building for interrogation? Man, I know these Pokemon are supposed to be fantastical creatures, and they could look like anything they want, but this obvious CGI is making it very hard to buy in. Does this chick touch any of the letters that go into this text? I'm sure there are a few, but I assure you that any of the correct letters are entirely on accident.
I don't operate according to plans, kid. I deal with things in the moment.
Yeah, but you do have some inclination that you forgot how to use your powers, right? This is going to be some convenient bull later when he suddenly realizes he doesn't know how to do his special attacks. Are all the vials of all different strengths? Because the last time we saw one open, it billowed around the room, out a window, and around the corner to infect dozens of APOMs. This gaseous drug should be infecting every Pokemon in the immediate area, and I don't know why it doesn't.
Go for a critical hit! Use Volt Tackle!
Yeah, do the Volt Tackle! Gotta tell you guys, I feel like I'm watching The Wizard all over again. You remember that 100-minute Nintendo ad from 1989, where there was a video game competition featuring Super Mario 3 2 months before the game even came out?
Who was that?
And
Rilo had the 1 year years?
That's the magic flute! Use it! Use it! It opens a warp! Yeah, I feel as lost as I did back then.
It's not working. I forgot how to use my powers.
And trying to in front of an audience is going to help you? Pikachu is absolutely exposed to the R-gas in this scene, but never goes bonkers, and if there's one thing I was hoping to see in this movie, it is Pikachu losing his adorable If I can see the Loud Red's butthole in this shot, does that technically make
tail.
Pokemon, Detective Pikachu?
The guy you wrote wanted to know the story so far.
Wait, why is this guy telling Tim anything? The deal was to get a rematch between his Pokemon and Pikachu, and Tim clearly f***ed everything up by running into the arena. So what has he done to deserve information? And why would this guy be scared of Tim, who's a weakling?
What? That's not gonna work! Magikarp is the worst!
Magikarp can evolve into Gyarados.
So, you know the powers of Magikarp, but you don't know how to use your own powers? Gotta tell you, your memory is a thing of convenience and inconvenience for whatever the story needs.
Water in the hole!
My cousin William is a Pokenut, and he tells me that this Magikarp better be level 20 because there's no way it could poof into a Gyarados. I'm sending William for knowing that.
I never wanted to show you this.
You see in the movie still.
But I think it's important you see it.
Only the assiest of holes has preemptively queued up footage to show a kid the exact moment a car crash killed his dad.
No one could survive a crash like that.
I agree, but it would be easy to find bodies, right? And if there wasn't one there, wouldn't you have some hope they survived? Also,
yeah.
Wasn't the presumption that Pikachu was dead because of the same crash?
Well, that's a bad guy.
That.
And yet you get into the car without a protest of any sort.
Look out, kid!
Advanced holographic imaging.
Yeah, I could have told you about it first, but why do that when I can scare the
Oh wait, yeah, it's he
you
was the bag. Wait, who was being shown in the first video?
He needs my help.
Dude, did you not hear that this was a hologram? Did Davy Jones not show you in the scariest way imaginable that this wasn't real?
What is that? Mewtwo.
Yeah, you are, but I'm not. Wait. Man, what is it with movies introducing a concept that is easily understood and yet the main character keeps acting like they don't know the concept? Everybody, including 3-year-olds, knows this is a hologram. Why is this hatch even here? There's no ladder leading up to it, so what's the use of such a hatch?
It's Greninja. They don't look right.
Detective Pikachu asks the question, what would a Resident Evil movie look like if we just put Pokemon characters into it? Also, I'm sending my other cousin James for showing me this Pokecard and explaining that this creature uses its tongue for a scarf.
Kid, hey, over here.
I think that's awesome. What? Okay, this guy's obviously not a fan of Pokemon, so I don't think he should be reviewing this.
They use Mewtwo to make art.
Or wait, no, maybe he should.
But later we're going to find out
that I just find that it's annoying. Some of these sins are annoying.
Humans and Pokemon together, as long as the Pokemon were infected with the gas. What did using it at the battles tell them that they didn't already know? The battles portion of this movie sounds like something the screenwriters put in so that the heroes could pursue a lead, and because the world of Pokemon is about battles, and this movie lacks that angle without it.
Well, what did that thing want with Harry? Good question, kid. I'll try and take us back to the beginning.
Jesus, when did Pikachu become an expert at navigating this land?
Okay, yeah, the Amnesia part is
Jurassic Park?
seems too convenient.
Good to see this out-of-this-world interactive hologram thing is following the movie's protocol of not showing the father's face. I guess they didn't have Ryan Reynolds around long enough to get him to make an appearance in anything except the ending. Kind of like that you need to calm down video.
No, I think it was better that Ryan Reynolds was at the end.
Start the muffled warnings, Lucy. You saw them walk in 15 seconds ago, and I'm sure they would have appreciated more time to react and less slobber on clothing. Don't know why they didn't just kill Lucy, or why this PED-flavored Pokemon waits so long to try and capture Tim. Holy shit, did Lucy just pull this thing that was bolted to the floor straight out like she's the Scarlett Johansson Lucy?
It's okay, Sonic. Everything's fine.
He's gonna blow his stack, kid.
Why hasn't he already? The very first time those Pokemon got released from their cells back at the lab and all the other stuff after that should have made this nervous psychokinetic bomb explode already. Run! How is Pikachu able to keep up during this running sequence? Earlier he said,
every step for you is 1,000 for me, and my lungs are the size of grapes.
And while clearly some of that is exaggeration, his point was that in order to keep up, Pikachu needs to be held. Yet in these chase sequences, he's running just as fast as the humans and sometimes faster. I've rewatched this scene and drawn a small diagram to better understand how these trees would be folding in on themselves due to the Torterra. As you can see, the second Torterra would have to be floating out in the air for this to work. And since nobody mentioned seeing such a thing, this is just an impossible scene that doesn't need to be here. Look at this they have to run across, quickly, with no plan. These assholes should be dead. Where the do they get off?
He should be dead.
A more realistic reaction would be sputtering for a breath of air after your chest takes a direct impact with rock. Also, and I mean this with all my heart, they survived this. I'd remove a billion sins if these Care Bear onion lizards didn't help Tim at all and just ate everybody.
Where's my father? What'd you do with him?
Luckily, since that convenient hologram technology isn't available, Mewtwo just happens to have the power to show people professionally shot and edited memories.
Humanity's evil. I've always believed Pokemon are...
And just as we were about to hear Magneto's speech, I gotta say though, this is the weirdest X-Men movie I've ever watched. I know we're going to eventually find out what the hell happened, but Jesus, there are so many potential bad and good guys with so many potential motivations. It'd be nice to know if I should give a shit about Mewtwo being caught and put back into his containment sphere.
Roger must have sent the Greninjas to cause the crash, which means Mewtwo was trying to protect us?
What a terrible Detective Pikachu has revealed himself to be. That is a major leap to make, considering the multitude of other possibilities, including Mewtwo working with the Greninjas.
You and Harry's Pikachu led me straight to Mewtwo.
Of course, you nearly died several times, and it took Pikachu getting life-threatening injuries and some miraculous helper Pokemon to take you straight to the place where Mewtwo was, and that was the plan all along. Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, welcome to the monologuing portion of the film. The Pokemonologuing, am I right?
Mewtwo has the power to transfer the soul of a human into the body of a Pokemon as long as the Pokemon are in a crazed state.
Sounds arbitrary!
Yeah, that did sound a little...
Yeah, all you brought your Pokemon gas masks, right? Never leave home without
them. Unbelievable.
I mean, this is an example of something helpful also being something impossible. The gas is everywhere. Are you expecting them to not breathe at all?
come on. No, that's not fair.
Why is that not fair? Don't you know that's just a copy of Lucy? Isn't this technically better than the thing Ditto turned into earlier?
Yeah.
Heroic hang! Oh, those are the best. Set the timer. Let's see how long this kid can maintain his finger grip strength. Ooh, down to one hand.
How long is it? Full tackle.
1 minute, 10 seconds isn't bad, considering he was gripping shards of glass. Ditto seems
Oh,
unclear
wow.
on the concept that he doesn't need to change into anything to make Tim fall off the building. And can't this mother just turn into Mewtwo and make things easier?
Oh my god, he could have turned into
Been
Mewtwo.
enough to kill Tim, but Ditto never attacks in a way that makes any sense. So we just end up running through monsters like we're sifting through some kid's Pokecard collection. The Argas melts Ditto like the Wicked Witch of the Poke West, and we're just gonna act like that's expected? No.
Pikachu!
Tim was at the top of the tower just a few seconds ago. Someone should call the elevator inspector, because it can't be up to code if it drops that fast.
I will undo what has been done.
Wow, just like that, huh? I'm honestly surprised that you ever got captured. I don't really even care what Howard invented to capture you. After seeing this, my guess is that it shouldn't have worked. Do you suppose, after the life-altering moment of being sucked into and pulled out of a Pokemon, that this man is finally asking himself the real important question of how the Charmander tail stays lit?
Let's never do that again.
Okay, I'll make sure that a wealthy megalomaniac doesn't capture Mewtwo and create a purple gas that makes other Pokemon insane, so that Mewtwo can fuse humans and Pokemon together. Good advice!
Humanity is evil, but you have shown me that not all humans are bad.
So wait, you'd never seen a human do anything selfless until Harry Goodman broke you out of the lab?
This is a past.
Your Pikachu offers its body.
This is the past. Of course he wouldn't see Harry do something good at this time.
His mind could only live on if it was paired with his Pikachu. Is this supposed to explain why only Tim has been able to communicate with him? Because it doesn't. This means Pikachu speaks English, just like Mewtwo spoke English to the parade crowd. Meaning everyone should understand Pikachu, not just Tim.
With the son's return, I can repair the father.
Because something DNA, I guess? Mewtwo has some random ass powers.
Yeah, okay, that was... Oh, there are a lot of random weird powers, I guess.
The sun to heal Harry's body. And another thing, if there are two beings in one body, how is it determined who drives it? Is it like Harry takes the gas pedal and Pikachu takes the brakes, and they sort of trust that their hearts know the way?
I take this body so that you might live.
Think of all the bull Tim's dad has had to overcome to become human again. Like, yeah, he earns that, but he has to wander the earth with amnesia, somehow run into his kid, try to solve a mystery, and let's not forget the insane they had to go through just to meet Mewtwo in the first place. Pikachu doesn't get hurt, they never find him. They go back to Rhyme City with more questions than answers. Couldn't Mewtwo have just left a note? Can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm excited to see Ryan Reynolds crawl out of this Pikachu. What the f***? The entire movie leads to this moment, and rather than show us the father escaping from his furry yellow prison, we shift to more blinding white light? Ugh. No, kid, we can return that for our money back. Just because we saved the world doesn't mean we're rich. Sheesh.
Okay, sentence.
I'll never let go.
Stolen.
Have you ever watched a music video and wondered, how'd this person get here? Like, the true story? Well, if you're looking for answers, you've come to the right place. Check out Music from Behind, the new series from Music and Bieber.
I don't really care about music.
BTS. Well, Billie Eilish have music from... I think we're actually done.
Oh!
Me.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Music from Behind! Watch it!
Okay, so next.
It says, choo choo choose me. Here's a picture of a train.
This isn't an office, it's a coffin with pencils.
No, I can't breathe. Please get me out of here.
Get out?
Yeah, get me out. Get me out. Please help.
So, if you believe in Father Christmas, children, like your Uncle Billy does, buy my festering turd of a record.
And now, folks, it's time for Who Do You Trust? Hubba, 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 money, money, money. Who do you trust?
Alright, that was entertaining a bit. Alright, so anyway, that's it. See you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, watch the original, yada yada. See ya.